Good to see you, man. Yep, streaming early. Streaming early today, my man. Doing more of this Total War thing. This game's taking over my life. Always on the wrong game, this man. Hey, listen. Listen, 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 listen. It's what makes me happy. So that's what I be doing. Dragon Ball makes me sad. So I don't be doing. Alright, so we're trying something new. We're trying something a little bit different with the campaign today, right? This guy. It gets Claw. He is a little terrifying rat warlock. You're finally at a decent hour, kind of. Yeah, I know. I should have started earlier. I was actually out doing lawn work and pool maintenance and stuff for most of the day, and then it started storming like a mofo. And I was like, alright, gaming. Let's do it. Alright, so this is my general, right? I know, he's just a little rat. But let me tell you, he's insane. He has these things where, I wonder if I can zoom in on them. How do we get to the army screen? I want to show you guys something. Let's see. Oh, I think we gotta go into recruit. Nope, that's not it. That'll work. Okay, let's see. I want to show you something crazy. Why won't it let me zoom in on him? Alright. I just have to show y'all in a battle. So this guy, basically what he does to... Did you get the pool webbed gloves? I have not yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to do that. He is all about technology, right? Technology is spreading poison and plague and also being a sneaky little rat. So one of the core mechanics for the Skaven is they can set up what is called under empires, right? So see this castle over here? Whole giant castle. Possibly an enemy, possibly a really, really strong faction. I can set up an under empire under this castle, and I can farm money off of them. Yeah, it's a real-time strategy. Yep. And I have the chance to spread it like the plague to other places in the province. So it could possibly spread to here and eventually spread up to here and there. So they're all about like deception and ambush and like espionage, if you will. But this particular warlord, Ikitqual, he focuses... I love him. He's hilarious. He focuses on technology. He has this special menu called the Forbidden Workshop, where he can develop these crazy war machines, right?
Slicey, dicey death.
Slicey, dicey death! So we have Doom players.
1.21 gigawarps.
Doom wheels. Different weapons teams. So this is one of my favorite ones. The Ratling guns. They are literally rats with machine guns. And they're awesome. They're incredible. You also have poison nukes, which is just crazy to me that they gave a rat the ability to shoot a nuclear warhead. It's pretty insane. It's pretty insane. So, we started off this campaign last night. I didn't do it on stream. I was tempted to do it on stream, but I was like, I don't really know if this is going to work out for me. I want to kind of get a feel for them as a faction and see what I can do to kind of figure them out. It was rough going at first because, again, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But we figured it out.
Limbs will fly. Ikit's flayers are best.
looks interesting. So those look like Screamers. I watched Screamers 1 and 2 yesterday. I don't know what Screamers is. Confused what this is all about. Passive ability. Augment of the Winds. Uses 1. Power recharge plus 160%. Oh, so it's Winds of Magic Reserve. Gotcha. They're like underground roundish machines with circle sloths that kill all living things. Yeah, that would describe these perfectly. Yes. That is spot on, my man. Alright, so what y'all didn't see last night with me playing this is I suffered a lot of ass whoopings. Kind of learning how this faction works, trying to kind of figure them out as I go. It was tough. It was real tough, but I've sort of kind of figured them out now. Oh, okay. We'll put that
Test
on
subjects.
you then.
Clan Scryer.
Put that on you. Alright, so like I said, I got my ass whooped a lot trying to kind of learn the ins and outs of them. I also I had some really bad luck with the AI, fighting some of the AI in this game. It was rough. I was getting my ass whooped. It's like they knew every strategy I was trying to implement. I finally lost. Nice. There you go, my man. I lost my patience last night at about 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. I stayed up way too late playing this game. Just running my head into the wall, just trying to figure it out with the different enemies that are surrounding me. It was a bad time. It was a bad time all around. And basically I ended off with, I did this long battle fighting some beastmen. They were entrenched into their settlement. It was like a 45-minute battle. I lost most of my forces, but we were able to pull it off and win. I was like, yes, I can finally go to bed. I was like, I have accomplished many things. And then as soon as I finish my turn, I immediately get attacked by 2 other armies from a different faction. My army is literally crawling to the finish line, bleeding out, and I have 2 armies on my doorstep. It was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. So I started today, I got on, and I was just like, let's see if I can somehow survive this before I go live. I was like, I need to see if I can figure out how to just get out of this before I go live, because I don't want to start like this new campaign with people and then I'm, getting absolutely obliterated. So that was the ins and outs of that. Good stuff. But yeah, so we're doing really well on the food front. That's one of their main resources as rats is food, but also money as well. So this is one of the armies that attacked me. As you can see, I put into work and killed a lot of their enemies, a lot of their infantry and stuff. So now they're just standing there in the corruption, just taking damage per turn. Why? I don't know.
Science, sorcery, death.
Death. Okay, so we need to get more units. Real bad. We're struggling. Alright, we have Warplock Giselles being recruited. Rattling Guns being recruited. Rattling Guns being recruited. Warplock Giselles. So I had full on catapults being recruited. I don't know what happened to those. Do 2 of those. Oh, so expensive. I do one of you. And one of you. Oh my god, the turns are gonna take forever. Now you going for some Skaven? I am going for some Skaven. So the backstory on the Skaven. Since I've been looking up a bunch of Warhammer 3 stuff, my YouTube algorithm has turned into nothing but Warhammer 3, as it does. And I ended up seeing a short where this guy had a choke point set up, and he had multiple of the Ratling Gunners set up, and it just turned into an all over-encompassing, just almighty bullet storm from hell from the Ratling Gunners, and it just looks so satisfying. And while I was watching that, I was also seeing giant catapults shooting fire bombs and poison bombs, and then also wherever the hell they are, the Doom Flayers running around just absolutely shredding everything in their path. So yeah, I was like, this faction seems fun as hell. Let's do this. And then I found out I had to buy a DLC. Wasn't thrilled with that, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's kind of how that all boiled down. So yeah, now I'm playing Skaven. Can you do a backflip? I cannot. Not even close. Well, yeah, you global recruiting. Well, how do I upgrade as far as...
No.
How do I get... Hold on. Do I have to be in my own territory to be able to recruit locally to get better units? You look like Jeff Bezos. Well, you are blind, Bamboo. You are absolutely blind. Can you do a front flip off a diving board? I can. Bullet hell is nice, but they can be a bit tricky to earn. You are not lying. You are not lying by any stretch. I was struggling with them last night. I lost a lot. I lost so much.
A horned rat.
Okay, so they can summon catapults locally, but globally, for some reason, globally is the only way I can get Ratling Gunners, Warp Fire Throwers, and Jezzails. Anybody know why that's the case? So your local recruitment is based on the recruitment buildings in that province. Interesting. So if I was... What?
Time to eat leaders.
Let's see. Okay. This game reminds me of Age of Empires. I've never played that game, but I think they are very, very similar. Okay. Good to know.
This plot.
If that is the case, then let's do that. There we go.
Scamper, scamper. Run, rats.
More warp stones, yes, yes. Exactly, my friend, exactly. So I was using all slingers for this army. That was kind of like as a recruitment, like kind of backup for him. But I think we need to upgrade him some. Or you could recruit it to another army, then move them to Ikit that way. That's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't think about
Kill
that.
contraptions.
So what I'm thinking about, what I think would be fun, once I get to that point where I can recruit them, I'd like to get Doom Flayers. Hey, welcome in, Fanny Cats. How are you? Good to see you. If this army could just be nothing but Doom Flayers, and I just constantly have them following around my main army, so then if we go into battle, the reserves come in and it's just nothing but an army of like angry bikers. Slingers are pretty bad. Yes, they were terrible. They were terrible, but they were cheap. They were very, very cheap. And it was nice to have that extra range coming in as recruits. So there's that. While you play late, if anything, this is early. This is very early for me. Like, incredibly early. Slingers can take down a dragon? Really? Maybe if you have 1,000,000 of them. That is surprising to think about, actually. I know from playing Imric. Oh, that's a struggle, brother. That's a struggle. Yeah, I think if we did like maybe like 3 catapults here with this army, we called that a day there. So this guy, look how far down I have traveled. This is the starting area. This guy, just one little army on a boat, came all the way down here and was able to finally find a province he could actually take on to put an undercity down there. Drink paint? That is a wild statement. Alright, so these guys... Let's see, hold on. First of all, here, what am I building? Building the food generation. Damn, that costs 3,000 though. Now, the subterranean pit. So this is what I was wanting. The 5% chance per turn to expand the Under Empire to an adjacent region. The food consumed and the maintenance costs. Is that every turn? Why didn't... Okay, so this might be an ignorant question, but why didn't you, like, fly your dragon away? Welcome in 100 Wajga. 1001 Wajga. Ajga. I don't know how to pronounce your name, I'm sorry. Okay. This amount will be deducted from your treasury each turn while this building exists. 50 gold per turn is nothing. But the main thing I'm concerned about is, will this cost 2 food per turn? Because if it's 2 food per turn, that's tough for me. I do not have a lot of food production going on right now. What anime you like? Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball Z, Jujutsu Kaisen, Naruto. Time I got reincarnated as a slime. I mean, there's a bunch. Bleach. There's so many that I'm not even thinking of right now. Yeah? Oh, 2 food per turn. See, that's tough, man, because that's what I was hoping for, is the 5% chance, I don't know, is worth it for 2 food per turn. That's fucking tough. Sin, they don't include Thanquol in any of these games. I don't know who that is, but I agree with you. It is a sin. It is, in fact, a sin. As long as you fight battles, 2 food is nothing. And that's a fair point. And in the long term, I could see it being beneficial, especially if I get lucky. If I get lucky is the real thing. That goes up to 10% chance. Screw it, let's do it. Especially field battles. Another is a great anime if you like Silent Hill type games. I don't think I've ever played a Silent Hill game. I can do a coin flip. Go for it. In field battles, you get food per X amount of captives. Doesn't work in sieges. I hate sieges. Sieges are a struggle. So the question is that I'm wondering. So this army's pretty beaten up. I don't know if I want to spend the money to kind of buff them up to kind of continue to see if I could take over different settlements in faraway regions, or if I should just like abandon them and save the money and the food per turn. What do you guys think? Because they're a pretty weak army. It's only 1 and 650, so it's not anything crazy. But like I accomplished their goal of at least getting 1 settlement, but they are incredibly weak. So I would have to put in more researches to make them strong, to hopefully take on some of the places around the rest of the world. Because I'm on like turn 30 right now. I have not made a significant amount of progress. Respec and disband. Or bet. Bit. Alright. Returns over.
Now they'll see.
Now they'll see. They'll see indeed. Alright, what are we at? We are at 60 right now. I don't like that. Alright. This menu annoys me. Concealment. Instant loyalty ain't like kill mind. Yeah, I wouldn't have even went down there. Damn handsome, I want to. Interesting, but welcome in. Hope you're having a great day. It's good down there for defeat trails on your legendary lord. Huh. Yeah, I kind of went too far. I kind of got... So, I was about right around here when I realized it was probably a fool's errand. And then I just kept going. And I was like, eventually I should find some sort of settlement that isn't just absolutely disgustingly strong that I could maybe take over. And I found this one. So, it worked out. It's very far away. I don't plan on going this far south for a very, very, very long time. So I'll consider it a successful adventure, and I think we should just get rid of them.
Quick, kill things.
Kill things. Now, how do you get rid of the Lord? You have save character and In order to span this lord, all units within the army must be selected. Okay, okay.
Warpstone.
Alright, goodbye. Y'all have fun doing whatever the hell you're doing. You achieved your purpose. Alright, and that actually helps me out quite a bit on a turn-by-turn basis with some cash. Alright, cats. Hope you have a great day. You're in trouble. Meds, you got in trouble. Kairos and Teclis gives more magic reserves. Wurzag gives you 10% physical resistance. Krogar gives you 10 defense. Thorak gives 3 AP, whole army. Probably best area for defeat traits. I don't know who any of those people are. I'm sorry. I'm very new. I'm very new to this series and this game. Teclis, I do know that name. I ran into Teclis with my last campaign. They're all legendary wards down there. Gotcha. So my main goal right now is to absolutely obliterate the fuck out of these people. They have been a thorn in my side for the last like 20 rounds, and they destroyed me a lot at the very beginning of the game. So that is my number one goal, is to absolutely murder the shit out of them. And then I think I'll kind of work my way up this way. Somewhere up around here, I guess. Is kind of the thought process. Alright, I don't really want to spend any cash on any buildings right now. I kind of want to just end my turn and get things moving.
Many kills today.
This is my little assassin guy. I don't know what the hell to do with him. So I've kind of just been having him explore the map so I can kind of see what's going on in the other regions. Because, you know, he's kind of like invisible. So he's just kind of been going on his own little adventure. You son of a bitch. This is what, the garrison? You know what? You can fucking have it. At this point, you can fucking have it. I don't care. I need to get my army back full again. I don't care. Don't worry, I'm gonna murder the shit out of them. There. Ooh. The tide of monstrous rats flowed over them one by one, dragging them down to be torn apart. Damn. Okay. Let's see. I need to get this, so I can kind of go down this way. This needs Taskmaster's platform. Defeating Fey Enchantress Carcassonne gives you 10% replenishment whole army. That sounds beautiful. That's what I need, is the replenishment. Because we be suffering casualties, and I don't know a fast way to really recover them without like going into camp status and trying to recover over time. Okay, so we need to build the Taskmaster's platform. So somewhere in one of my cities needs a Taskmaster's platform. There, right there. That. Beautiful. Alright, we need that thing. Welcome up. Welcome in, back up. Hope you're having a great day. Yep, I beat him. I spent about an hour fighting him last night. So I thought I had the most beautiful and perfect plan. For this siege battle, the Beastmen have a unique siege mechanic. They didn't really have a whole city. You're kind of in the woods with their whole area, but they built up, you know, like walls and stuff as the battle went on. So I'm way up at the top of the hill, right? I had my siege catapults, I had my snipers, I had my Ratling guns all set up perfectly. I had all of my slingers hidden in the woods, ready to, you know, attack them as soon as they came after me. And then they never left their spot. Even with the catapults slinging off fire bombs on them, snipers picking off units one after another, they refused to come up and fight me. So finally, after like 20 minutes, I had to start bringing my army down into them. And let me tell you, their wards were awful. They just refused to die. I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of missile units just firing on them constantly, and they just would not die. It was frustrating.
Greatest, best inventor.
Here is the border right there. So now maybe if I go into camp status, technically I'm in that border, right?
Law under hills. My technocracy.
Alright, cool. This is what we needed. Alright, beautiful. Alright, let's see. What are we building for our army here? Alright. Thanclaw is like the most Skaven of Skaven. He rides around a giant rat ogre named Bone Ripper. That's amazing. His plans constantly go bad, mostly because sabotages his own plans because he's paranoid as hell and wants all of the glory for himself. That sounds like an incredible creature. Hell yeah, that sounds awesome. Alright, so let's switch to encamp. Encamp.
Of Skryre.
Oh, I don't have enough movement. That's annoying. That's fine. Doomflare doesn't... I don't know. All of my army got obliterated. Goodness. Okay, so I 1000% want multiple Ratling gun units. I enjoyed them so much. Ratling guns were fun. Ratling guns are great. I want to try out the warp fire units. Those seem dope. Alright. And we'll just call that for him.
Here.
You're recruiting down here, right? Alright, we got those three.
Ready.
What do I want to add? What do I want to add for my backup army? I have 3 of these. It's crazy how expensive the snipers are. The snipers are more expensive than the frickin' catapults. That's wild to me. If you click the red icon on text, the game will transport you to the building tree and show you which building it is. Oh, that's good information. That's good to know. Welcome to Warhammer Siege AI. Logor is extremely missile resistant. He would not die. I murdered every single person he had in his army, and it was just him and his hero with him. And oh my god, I spent 10 minutes just shooting them. It was ridiculous. It took so long. And then finally he just ran away. But luckily that Montanas was their only settlement. So they lost. And their faction got destroyed. So it worked out. But damn, was that annoying. Alright, so what I'm thinking I'll do is I'll get rid of all these guys, right? Because that's just money. That's just money every turn. And they're terrible. They're terrible. Especially since I can recruit the catapults at tier 3 already. So that sounds awesome to me. Alright, so we'll just do 2 more of those because they are expensive. And we'll call that there. Because I do need to save some money for my main army to kind of build up its forces. We'll hold off on our technology until this building gets developed, so we have 2 turns to wait on that.
This rat is no fool.
Alright, you gotta level up. Nice. Maybe try 1 or 2 flamethrowers. I have a couple being... I think I have a couple being recruited on Ikit.
Tired of these slopes.
I have one. I have one being recruited on Ikit. Next round, I'll get another 1 or 2. So he needs a level up. Alright, we'll end our turn. We need to kind of build up our army, and then we can start weighing waste to the north. Because we got absolutely obliterated. Another idea is to make friends with someone with good melee infantry so you can have some tanks in the army from allied recruitment. I didn't know you could get other people's troops. That sounds cool. That's good to know. Huh. Good to know indeed. Yes, yes. If you make friends with Kairos, that'd be a good candidate. Kairos. Which one is Kairos? I don't know if I've met Kairos or not. You need a defensive alliance at least. I don't know which one Kairos is, though.
Science, sorcery, death.
Death.
These mountains are mine. Start combat.
Okay. Really want to get some more Doom Flares. I don't think I can recruit them yet, though. Warp Flamethrowers. There's you.
hills.
Oracles of Tenzin. Gotcha. Oh, what do you know? They actually like me. That's surprising. Almost everything I've ran into recently hates me.
We are Kairos. You are in our presence.
Correct. Congratulations, you are really good at stating the obvious. Let's throw him a little something something just to make him happy. For no reason. If you have trouble finding anything, you can use the search feature in the top left bar near the menu. Dope. Good to know. Thank you. Search for Fate Weaver's Crevasse and go there. That's where Kairos is. Found him. Because I sailed 1,000,000 miles south. I just happened to find him way down here. Now, do you have any tips or tricks for making people like you more? Other than paying them money? Because actually money's kind of at a premium right now, so if I don't have to give him 1,300 gold, it'd kind of be nice. So if I could make him be like my best friend, that'd be wonderful. Also, what is this bar? Is this like my like meter? One second, I'm gonna hit the restroom. I ain't going nowhere. And while you guys are waiting, hit the like button. Kill some time. Shut up, Platt. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Let's see. You can get the money back from gifting him by joining their wars. I already know if I want to join any wars he's got going on. How would I even get my troops down here? You know? Gotta go do some Smeagol with old meats. That is a wild sentence. Green is you, red is them. In terms of... Oh my god! They are powerful! Strength rank 3, I'm strength rank 115! Holy shit, yes, I definitely want to be there, Freds. God damn! Holy crap. I am weak. You're right. I am, in fact, incredibly weak. Just because you declare war doesn't mean you have to fight? But won't that, like, piss them off? Ontario allies are sworn to support each other if attacked or attacking another ward or race. This is the strongest form of treaty. When signed, it replaces the defensive alliance. This would be defensive alliances, right? When you join wars against factions that are far away, they will not come for you, so it's free money. Oh. Alright, but don't I have to make them like me more before we can do that? Nah, he will give you money now. So I just have to hit defensive alliance. Join against the lizardmen? That's actually one of the goals I have to do is destroy the lizardmen in this campaign. Okay. Selected faction's opinion of the deal. If this value is positive, they will agree. Otherwise, they will need further convincing or threatening. Diplomatic treaty minus 39. Baseline evaluation minus 35. Relative faction strength 5.3. Diplomatic prospects 0. Trustworthiness minus 3.3. Distance minus 6. Oh, so is this just a whole waste of time then? Grease them palms. Alright. Join against ghosts. Is that the abominations? Oh, sorry. The one that actually says ghosts. Got it. Alright, so we'll click that. And let's also give him some money. Jesus. Move the alliance. Alliance comes later. Okay, so we'll just join war against. Okay, cool. Hopefully that made him happy for a bit. Missed $2,000 right there? What? What did I do? What did I do wrong?
Greetings. Fates will be woven.
You sold yourself short? Oh, so should I have demanded money for declaring war with him? Is that how that works? I'm probably screwed now then, huh? Fuck. Damn it, damn it, damn it. And it says 6.0 in green. In response to joining the war, he will pay you a good wedge. So, could I try joining the war with another clan and do that again to get money? Click the scales. Oh, balance offer. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Now I'm starting to understand. Gotcha. But it's 0.0, but it's green. So should that be all right? No! Yes. Oops. That means he won't pay more. Got it. Got it.
This serves Finch.
Nice. I like free money. Free money's great. Cool. Good to know. Teaching this guy takes a lot. Good job, SG. Yes, correct. I do take a lot of work. All right. Do you have any tips on what I can really do with this assassin boy? Think.
Scary.
I wish I could help you with that plot, but I do not know these things.
Move again soon.
Move again soon. We're gonna be sitting for a while. 2 turns. Assassins should go in the army. It gives your army replenishment, which is really important. Son of a bitch! Oh, well. Well, I done goofed. I done goofed on that. You don't know what you don't know, you know? One more turn before that's done, then we can do the technology. How are you guys doing? You need one more turn for you. Okay, so basically we just need to wait. We just need to wait one more turn. And then we can all start kind of moving and getting things going. Almost every army should have 1 assassin unless you don't care about it. Well, for the replenishment rate alone, absolutely I care about it. I'd love to keep that dude in my army. I'm just pure ignorance right now. Alright.
Tired of these slopes.
Well, then let's bring you back. You got a long way to travel, buddy. Long way to travel.
Fine warpstone.
Dang, he just is able to go through towns like no big deal. This guy's literally invisible. Like, you have 19 Skaven slaves. Maybe you don't give a rat's ass, but nice. Solid work there. Solid work there, my friend. Alright, now we can do... Booyah. Get some extra food going. We're doing really well on food. 120? That's nice. Need to get that income up some. Okay, speaking of income, what else can we build to possibly get that higher? I do want to get higher defense if possible. Gives me more money. I don't know if that really helps my place though. Gives me more money, yes. I was hoping for more defenses. Ooh. Yes, let's do that. Money, yes, yes. Money, yes, yes. You got one more turn, right? One more turn on that? Okay. Locally for turn. One more. Maybe two more. Yes. Alright. Alright.
Angry dwarflings could be around. The wheels of death keep turning. Testing done. The real thing now.
Ooh. I like to hear that. Oh, this... Ooh, this unit can move hidden in any terrain? That sounds really good. Holy crap. Let's do it. That sounds awesome. Enables flaming attacks. Assigned unit. Missile strength plus 12% for assigned unit. Dope. Oh yeah.
Doom comes from the sky.
100% chance to recover warp fuel after using a Doom rocket in battle. So wait a minute. I use the Doom rocket. I get the warp fuel back to then be able to get another Doom rocket? So infinite Doom rockets? Am I reading that correctly? Because if so, that's amazing. Cause additional damage over time. Am I correct in that statement? Because if so, I'm getting that now. Dude, Doom rockets are awesome. We're already at 60% enrichment. Now that I don't understand what you mean. Welcome in, Griffin. Hope you're having a great day. We're doing it. We're doing it and I'm happy about it. Alright, cool. I have to remember to do that incendiary rounds.
Plant Scryer flags here.
Alright, you... Oh. No, you can't move anymore. Alright. I'm excited. I'm about ready to start wrecking fucking house. Interesting. I thought they already took this over, but apparently not. If you let me on your Discord, I can just voice chat instead. That works for me. Are you part of the Discord already? I think you are. Type exclamation Discord for the invite code. We can bring you in. Just please make sure not to say anything crazy on stream. Not trying to get canceled. I know, but I just gotta say it. I gotta say it. There's almost no way we'll win this, right? But maybe we can at least get some food out of it. Yeah, it's just exclamation Discord. Or you should be able to find it in the description as well, I think. This garrison's rough. I can always try to make it difficult for him.
Clan rat spears!
That works. Welcome in, Permanent Conjury. How are you? So then at least they'll have to be walking uphill to try to get to me? Will it make a difference? Probably not. We are thoroughly outmanned and outgunned. I have 2 crossbow units, and I have no doom wheels to do anything about it. Oh, 3 crossbow units, and I have no doom wheels to do anything about it. So that's awesome. Alright, well, they'll have to come to me. I mean, most like this little garrison troop's most likely gonna die, but at least I can make it annoying for them. Because I assure you, by next turn, or the turn after that, you will be obliterated by the actual army. I promise. I will be in voice 1 on the Discord, SG. Come on. That's annoying. Wait, I have a ward? I'm in a garrison. I didn't know I had a ward. That's annoying. They have more range than we do. Substantially more range. Fuck it. We can at least try to weaken them.
Hello?
What up?
Oh, you're there. Great.
How are you, my friend?
I'm very well, thank you. Glad to be on board.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to have you.
I'm going to be honest, I'm very knowledgeable about this game, but Skaven is probably my least knowledgeable area.
Makes you feel better. I have about 3 hours of knowledge on them. So I have a feeling you will be a valuable resource.
I intend to be, yeah.
That's what we like to hear. Alright, let's see.
But this isn't the first newbie, I guess I'd say, that I've found and done this with. So you're my third. There's 2 others I've done so far.
Nice.
I actually was going to do something with either of them, but they didn't show up. So you're the lucky one.
Heck yeah, my man. I don't know who that is, but they're Walls. This battle
So
is
for me,
most likely lost.
it's,
Sorry, continue.
yeah, it's I've always avoided Skaven because I have a personal dislike of them. Because they've annoyed me so much from fighting against them. I cannot bring myself to actually play them.
That's fair. That is fair. I've actually never had the displeasure of fighting them. I did maybe 30 turns of a Khorne campaign and got obliterated as kind of my first option. And like I said, I found a couple YouTube shorts, seeing some Skaven gameplay and seeing how ridiculous they can be. And I said, all right, I guess I'm paying the money for the DLC, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Can I say something about this battle?
Yeah.
You know how
absolutely.
you know how you're shooting the crossbowmen.
Mhm.
That's definitely a mistake because their melee units are actually superior to your melee units.
Mhm.
So what you really want to do against the crossbowman is you want to basically send like a Skaven slaves at it and just tie it up with melee
Right.
to just deny them the opportunity of shooting. And then you can use your missiles on much more valuable units than your own, and then you're basically trading up.
Mhm.
In terms of upkeep and the recruitment cost and everything like that, that you're paying way less than they are, and yet you're inflicting damage you've got no right to sort of inflict on them, really. If you're shooting them with like Skaven slaves or weak range units, basically.
Right.
This fight, I would be very surprised if you won it.
Yeah, no, there's almost no chance I'm gonna win it. This is just a garrison that just happened to be in a place that I took over a couple stages ago, so I'm not really, putting a lot of effort or thought into it. As far as going after the crossbowmen, I agree completely. You're 100% right. I didn't realize that this particular army was chasing the other crossbow unit so deep into the woods. So they kind of went, my plan as far as that's concerned. That's actually normally what I'll use the Doom Flayers for with my main army, is I'll just constantly micro them and just obliterate them and constantly be going back and forth from crossbow to crossbow, just trying to make their life a living hell while the rest of my army is, you know, kind of doing what they do.
Absolutely. What I was going to say was you actually had there's a small gap on the right hand side, and you could basically peel one of those melee units off into that gap. But it's kind of late now. But you know, maybe the opportunity's gone. But you could have basically peeled the melee unit that's on the right of the sort of blob on the left hand side of the gap, and gone through that gap. I know it's a small gap, but they would have gone through, and then that would have been taking a game over for those crossbowmen.
That's good to know. That's good to know, because I did not realize that like infantry or anything could make it through that. I figured they would actually get kind of stuck and clumped up in like the melee.
Yeah, if you put them on like guard mode, they will just ignore the enemy infantry in the way, and they'll just try and path through or beside the unit if you tell them to.
Good to know. I didn't actually ever think of guard unit for infantry. I've only kind of been using guard for missile units, so that's good info.
Yeah, it's good when you want to basically get them to just ignore other kinds of melee contact, and just you want them to just follow your orders to the letter.
Right.
Of, you know, just march to this place and ignore everything else.
Very good info there. Well, again, with this particular battle, I've never had any hope or of a prayer of actually winning it. I didn't really care. It's just a garrison. Hopefully next turn is when I'm actually planning on actually starting to destroy some stuff, now that some of my recruitments and stuff are coming to a head. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, I gather that sometimes as a Skaven you want to lose fights intentionally to trap the enemy into a certain location. So this might, I don't know, this could be an opportunity for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did a decent little bit of damage. We took out a decent amount of their units. Nothing terribly crazy. I'm surprised they're not actually taking over that settlement. It seems like they're just kind of raiding it. Maybe they're just trying to get some money every turn, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. You'd think they would have.
Yeah, they probably are trying to get money. They're probably not very wealthy at the moment. They've only got one settlement. Yeah,
it's just the province capital, and then they're basically done.
And they probably don't think they can hold it either, which is a fair assessment.
That is accurate, incredibly accurate, because I plan on unleashing hell on all of them, because these people have been the bane of my fucking existence back when they were down here. Last night when I was playing, again, I kind of went into this campaign not really knowing much of anything, just trying to figure it out. And obviously, going from Khorne to Skaven is an unbelievable difference in terms of just battle IQ and tactics and stuff. So, like, I'm like, why is all my front lines getting destroyed and all of my missile units getting obliterated so quickly? Like, I wasn't understanding. So when they were here at Margarita, they were just beating me up. It was brutal last night. It was not great for me.
Yeah, you have to take a different sort of mentality, I gather, with the Skaven, because their front line is not tanky at all. So you kind of just put them. You're just trying to think of them as like expendable units that just sort of get in the way and slow the enemy down, while buying yourself time to shoot and do damage with your magic as well.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And once I started putting more emphasis on kind of the range supremacy of it, all of a sudden I'm like, I'm starting to win a bunch of battles. This is interesting.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I don't really understand is, like, corruption. Like, this area, chaos, undivided corruption, 56 minus 7. And, like, even these people are taking damage per turn. And I was taking damage per turn, so what is that all about?
Well, originally this place was dominated by the Beastmen, right? And they spread chaos corruption. That corruption doesn't go away immediately. It takes a small while to go away. And presumably, since the Beastmen are now gone, that corruption will fade away quite soon.
Gotcha.
But for now, you still got it.
Yeah, because that was one thing I was confused by, is like when I did take over this settlement, I assumed this whole region would be like Skaven region, and I would stop taking damage over time, and that was not the case, and I paid the price for that, because I was like, okay, I guess this is just my reality now. That's rough.
Just a quick question. You definitely did destroy the Beastmen, right?
Yeah, I even got the notification saying that faction's been eliminated.
Okay. Because, like, they don't actually need any settlements to exist.
Really?
No,
Interesting.
they don't need any settlements. They just need to, like, they could be just hiding out and spreading chaos corruption in wherever they're at. Because they can basically just set up hidden encampments anywhere, and they're very hard to detect.
Good to know. Well, they're... Okay, so maybe I'm wrong then. Because I know that their hero and their ward escaped the battle. But I did get the notification that faction was destroyed. So...
Then they are destroyed. If you got the notification, they're definitely destroyed.
Okay. Good. You got me nervous for a second. Another question, and
So,
as far as Skaven goes, with recruiting the hero, they gave me a hero that could basically just immediately set up an undercity into like a province or city or whatever. So I did that for here. Later on, I discovered that was actually a bad idea because you actually want to set that up far away from where you're going to be conquesting. So that was a mistake on my part. I wasn't,
definitely true.
I'm learning.
That particular location is actually good for you because, like, to own, because it's got pastures, and pastures are important for Skaven because they have a high food output.
Oh, son of a bitch. That's what all this is, huh?
Yeah. If you go next to the climate icon, it tells you like it's got like 3 leaves on Merigliano, the settlement.
Huh.
You see the 3 leaves next to the climate icon?
Yeah.
Hover over that.
Fuck.
And that's the building you can build. And then if you hover over that building, it tells you what you get out of that building if you had that settlement.
Oh my gosh. That was such a waste. That was such a waste. Damn. Well, you don't know what you don't know. Some bitch. Damn, I should have been focusing on them this whole time. I've been messing up. Well,
It's normal.
It is what it is, man. That's how you learn, I guess. Let's see.
Watch your back, tail.
I'm constantly like trying to figure out like what building should I be focusing on, like what's worth it versus what's not. And I never really quite know the answer. Like for instance, like something like slave and corruption versus like +6 control. I don't know what those are. I don't know what that does.
So if you hover over corruption in the bottom left, it says like 100 Skaven corruption, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just hover over that and then see what that corruption is doing for you. Yeah, that one. So it's giving you extra income, reducing your attrition, and it's giving you -5 control.
Huh.
So you're basically taking 5 control loss for 10% more income, because pretty much 30% less attrition doesn't do anything in reality, because that situation will almost never arise anyway, where you're under siege. So some of your buildings, as I understand it, they increase your corruption, and other buildings decrease your corruption.
Huh.
But
That's good to know.
it's not necessarily a bad thing to have low control, because if you have a rebellion, you can make more money by beating the rebel army, and then you make more experience as well on your army. So you just have to have a strong enough force to defeat the rebels. That's easier said than done, Escape, admittedly.
Fair enough. Now, I've never fought Skaven myself, so I don't really know.
Any chills today?
Well, I mean, after playing them for a couple hours, I'd imagine you would want to have an army that has significant speed and damage, so you could take out a lot of their long-range units and flank them. I would assume that would be kind of the strat for them, but obviously they have a nuke, so that's a problem. So I'd imagine, there are things that you would have to do to try to figure that out. Plus, they can just randomly summon a rat army whenever they want to. So I could see them being incredibly difficult to fight against.
Well, there's other reasons as well. Like they can, summon clan rats onto the battlefield anywhere they want.
Mm-hmm.
Just about. They have the warp bomb as well, which obliterates anything. And the magic they've got is can be quite devastating.
Yeah, I abuse that consistently when I'm in battles. Now, politics side of it is something I'm kind of still trying to wrap my head around, because I've never played a game like this before, so I'm trying to kind of understand. So when like random armies and stuff like say, hey, let's be friends, or hey, I'm declaring war on you even though I'm 3 countries away. Most of the time I just kind of ignore them. So do you have any kind of like basic advice for, like politics in general?
Well, in terms of non-aggression, the general line I take is, if I really don't want to fight them, and I'm scared of that they will basically compromise my campaign, then I will happily take non-aggression with them. If I think they like me enough to not go to war with me without non-aggression, then I won't bother. And then if I think I want to invade them possibly at some point, either soon or in the future, I'll just avoid the non-aggression and take the risk that they make the first move.
Gotcha. Okay.
You have to also consider, like, if you take any sort of positive treaty with a faction, what the ramifications will be on the factions that don't like that faction. Because if the enemy of that faction is one that could be a threat to you, they might declare war on you because you did that treaty.
Huh. I didn't even think about that. Well, actually, this might be a good person to be friends with, because I'm planning on coming up here and taking this out, and they're currently enemies of them.
Well, you also said that and agreed that their territory is one that you want to take, so that's probably not a good idea.
Oh, good. Oh, shit. He owns this now. Okay, so I didn't realize this guy...
Yeah.
At
and you
some
also
point, these
have
people took this from the previous owners. And I guess I just wasn't paying attention.
Talea lost it. But you also have to consider why a faction is asking for the treaty that they're asking for. So this person basically feels that he is vulnerable, and he wants some assurances that his left flank is not exposed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's going for this treaty. Basically, he's scared of you,
Right.
and so that in turn means that he's not a threat to you. Therefore, there is no real danger in declining the treaty.
Gotcha. And the fact that he's offering 100 goals is kind of disrespectful. Like, brother, I wipe my ass with 100 gold at this point.
Yeah, you could probably get more money out of him than that, but it's still not worth it.
Yeah, well, now that I know how much food this region can generate, yeah, fuck that. Like, they're on the chopping block. Once I take these people out, I might need to build up an army so I can also take this over here and try to expand, because I've been sitting on a food gold mine literally right next door this whole time, and I had no idea.
But you got to be aware of what will happen once you take that territory, right? Because next to that territory is Clan Angrand, the dwarfs, and once they see Skaven on their on the next once they see Skaven next to them, they're gonna be very upset. So you might have to fight the dwarfs, and that's not easy. So you have to be ready.
Fair enough. Good to know. Alright, so we're going to ignore him, and I'm going to go play with my new toys, because I've been waiting for... Ooh! Wait a minute, what? Ready for duty. Festet Warlock Master. Your Warlock Master Festet has returned from their absence, and once again ready for duty. Their absence? What are you talking about? Where have they been?
He must have gone on vacation.
I didn't know rats were allowed to go on vacation. I didn't know slaves had that time.
He took his PTO, right? That's what you call it.
Yep. Yep. Interesting. Okay then. Alright, so let's have a little fun, shall we? Alright, so pick it.
Tinker, tinker.
You're in stance march right now. Now, so I know that, like, if you were to go into something like in camp stance, you lose campaign movement range, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're in march and you use the march to be able to get to a settlement, can you then switch to something like stalking or like raiding to then take them out?
Basically, I think with March, you can only switch after you've used a certain amount of movement. Like, you can't use more than a certain amount of movement, because it will basically disable any other stance. So, like, I think it's like you go to like 75% of your movement, then after that you won't be able to switch stance, but 75% should be okay, up to 75%. But the way I would generally try to avoid going around in March stance unless I felt that there was no danger. Because if you get caught in a battle when you're in March stance, your units will all be slower. They will fight worse because they're all tired and they can't regain their vigor, basically. So they'll always be tired, minimum, throughout the battle. So it's bad for you. They'll also have lower leadership as well, because being tired makes your units have lower leadership, which is basically terrible for your low tier units.
Yeah, because all of your units do not have leadership at all. Gotcha.
So the way I'd go about this fight that you're approaching now is I would try to lure them out of their settlement by ambushing them. So what I would do is I would transfer all the units from one army to the other, and then I'd leave like one lord on his own. I'd put the army with all the units in ambush stands, and then put the lord on his own, like open and like visible. Then they will try to attack the lord, and then they'll get ambushed.
That's fucking brilliant. That is fucking brilliant. Okay, cool. Alright.
The reason I do that is because the fight in that settlement will be a lot easier if you don't have to fight all of them at once.
Right.
Divide and conquer.
Absolutely. And that's the Skaven way right there is ambushes. I actually haven't, even though I've been walking around 90% of the time in Stalk, I have not gotten any successful ambushes. It says it's got 25%. I feel like that's a fucking lie. So that's a great plan. I like that.
Kill contraptions!
Well, you have you don't have to go in ambush in the stalk stance, because you actually have to go into ambush stance to get the ambush off that I'm talking about. Basically, you're requiring the AI to move on their turn and get ambushed. The way that you do that is in ambush stance.
Right. But like with the stalking, it says the chance of ambushing any enemy army this army attacks. So like even if you're attacking them normally, there's a chance that it could be considered an ambush. I've never once had that happen for me, even though I've been in stalking stance basically this entire time.
Yeah, it's a special feature for the Skaven where you can basically move around normally, and then you've got a chance of attacking with an ambush.
Right.
But it all depends on the local tile of the battle, what the ambush success chance is, and also what the enemy's ambush defense chance is.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
And when it comes to ambush stance, if you're too close to their settlement, or hero or anyone can see your army, like because you're too close to them, then you'll get detected. An ambush detection chance isn't the same thing as ambush success chance. An ambush detection chance is like an under the hood thing that you can't even see.
Good to know. Now,
So you have to be avoiding getting detected. That's really important.
Right. So I love the idea of setting a trap. How do I transfer armies between the two?
Master engineer.
All right, so because you want Ikit Claw to be the one with the army, because you want to level him up as fast as possible and get the ambush off, you want to transfer from the guy with the catapults to Ikit Claw. So you choose the guy with the catapults as you have, and then you just right click on the flag of Ikit Claw, and then you'll get the option to transfer.
Okay. Now, question before I do this. First of all, thank you so much, Cosmic. You're the fucking man. I appreciate you and everything you do for me. You're the best supporter ever. Now, I don't know if they'll have enough movement to make me pay for this, but Ikit does not have enough movement to switch to ambush this round. He would have to switch to ambush next round for this to work. So would it be better
That's fine.
Do what?
That's fine. I mean, if I don't actually think that you'd be able to get the ambush off anyway, because I don't think he will have the movement to reach you. You need to go in a bit deeper collectively to get the ambush to work, because he's not going to reach.
And that's what I was thinking.
So it's fine to like use a turn and then, have all the movement next turn to set up properly.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's clever as shit. I like that. Okay, so then now, since Ikit doesn't have any, he has a little bit more movement, but I don't really want to move in there and take damage unnecessarily. So I think for next turn, I would move to maybe like right here, like right on the border of their area, and then set up Ikit an ambush. And then at that point, I'd be much closer to them with a weak commander to hopefully draw out the ambush, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And in the particular circumstance you're in, I don't think your army is actually in under any threat. So what you can consider doing is putting it into march stance, not moving, but just putting it into march stance, because if you put an army into march stance for like 5 turns over the course of the game, any time 5 turns, they will basically eventually they will gain a trait called Supervisor, which gives them 5% more campaign movement range.
Oh.
So every time you do that, you're basically ticking towards that, getting that trait.
Good to know. I can't do that with Ikit. He can.
You can, yeah. You can always do it.
Okay, I thought that would require the movement, but it's going to the other ones that you lose movement for it.
I'm not saying you have to, you don't have to move, although you could actually move a little bit closer to them by moving into that settlement, Montanus.
Right.
Montanus. That would basically be a little bit more efficient, maybe.
Yeah, but you can only have one army in the settlement at a time, right?
Yeah, you can leave the random lord there behind, and he can just chill in where he is. But maybe Ikit Claw can go further.
Bring him right there.
Science, sorcery,
There.
exosuit
Something like that.
ready.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna have to head out again in around
And-
20 minutes because I gotta stream myself. But if you're still alive when I'm done, I'll be back. Sounds good, Cosmic. I'll be here. You don't gotta worry about that. I'm here for the long haul. Sorry, continue.
And your second lord isn't taking attrition. Did you notice?
I did not notice that. Good fucking
That's
call.
because the attrition has gone below 50. The corruption's gone below 50. So anytime the corruption goes below 50, you're not going to take attrition off it.
Nice.
Unless you're in Vampire Counts territory, I'm pretty sure.
Cool. Good to know. Hell yeah. All right. So I think this one over here had a good upgrade to actually produce a good bit of income. No. It's not much. Let's see. You start getting some more like turn-by-turn income.
The buildings I'm not knowledgeable on, I have to say. So I also can't see very well because the image quality isn't great.
What stream are you on? Are you on the vertical or the horizontal?
I'm on horizontal on YouTube. Let me see if I'll just check. It's the same as well on Twitch. It's exactly the same quality. I can't. All the writing is fuzzy.
Gotcha. Sorry about that. The problem is I'm streaming to so many different platforms going on all at once that I can't turn up it too high. That's a Cosmic. That's a scammer or a troll. They named themselves Notification. Let's see.
Solid troll.
See, and then they deleted their chat. Yeah, they tried. They tried. I've seen that a couple times.
Well played.
Worth a try. You know, it is what it is.
Now they'll see.
All right. I think actually what we'll do is we'll just kind of end the turn because I'm itching to get into combat with this new army. Figure out some buildings later. No, that was me. I got him out of here. Oh, nice. Good shit, Cosmic. Yeah, that's fine. Get the trolls out, man. Get the trolls going.
Which chat is he writing in, Cosmic? Because I can't see him on YouTube.
That is a great question that I do not know. Cosmic, which chat are you in? Actually, if you're watching the horizontal, you'll see all of the chats. You'll see all of the chats on the stream chat. If
Yeah, I
you're
can see that. I couldn't speak to him like through the chat because like when he asked, "Oh, who do you want to call with?" I wanted to, it's me basically in the chat, and then he'd know who I am.
Gotcha. Yeah, if you're in the vertical, you can only see other people that are chatting in the vertical. Horizontal will actually show all of the chats from YouTube vertical, Twitch, and Kick, if any of the people from the other platforms are on there. So, Cosmic, sorry, I guess I missed that earlier then. I am in a Discord call right now with SG Productions. He's kind of guiding me into this game and helping me out because I am hopelessly lost and have no idea what the hell I'm doing. So he offered to spend some time, hang out, and learn me a couple things. Hey, thank you for the sub, Sharps. I appreciate you. Welcome in. All right. Let's set the trap. Let's set this trap. I'm hoping they take the bait. March. So you there.
Let's move.
I figured it out.
Enemies to track. Warp lightning.
And then we'll set you up for ambush.
Hide away.
And then hopefully that draws them out. I hate them, and I want to burn them to the ground.
You might want to pull back a little bit because you might be a little bit too close to their settlement. When it comes to like ambush detection, each settlement has its own capability of detecting. So if you're in the line of sight of each settlement, then there's a good chance if they will detect you. But if you're not in the line of sight of the settlement, then you won't be detected.
Machines.
Good to know. Is there any way to know how much that is?
No. What you can do, or a little trick I do, is I put my bait guy, basically my bait. I put him on normal stance, so when he gets attacked, he can withdraw. He can retreat. Then they try to chase him. When they try to chase him, they walk right into the ambush.
So,
I mean, it's probably too late now because I think you've used all his movement, haven't you?
no, I still have some movement left, but it's interesting with Skaven that I'm learning versus like Khorne. They don't have like a neutral stance. It's
No, they
either
don't.
stalking, ambush, raiding, and camp, channeling, or tunneling.
Well, for the Skaven, this neutral stance is stalking, basically.
Gotcha. Now, question though. With stalking, it conceals the army while moving, allowing it to ambush enemies along the way. So, that doesn't conceal me if I'm just hanging out on the world map. So like they can still come and attack me, right?
Yeah, but that's what you want. You want them to be able to see you.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was worried about. Is if I were to switch to stalking, they wouldn't be able to see me on the campaign map.
Oh no,
So
they
then our
can,
trap
they
wouldn't
can.
work.
No, the ambush from stalking only occurs when you are the attacker.
Gotcha. Good to know. There we go. Cool. Alright, so then these guys are set where they're at. Not entire. Let's see. We're doing good on gold right now. I don't know if I should just start building like crazy or if I should save that up for like more army replenishment once we take this place over. What do you think?
Well, I think yeah, you need more units. The army you've got has got a lot of good units,
Make
but
it so.
the problem with that army is if they manage to get past all of your
Come on. Let's see if I can get this figured out. Sorry about this, guys. My power went out. Trying to get everything adjusted. Testing, testing. For some reason, YouTube isn't connecting. A horizontal YouTube. Let's see. There we go. We're getting it figured out, guys. Getting it figured out. Testing, testing. All right. Everything should be good to go now. Anybody in the chats, throw some tests out there. Help me out. Testing, testing. Can't have nice things. This is why. Boop, boop, boop. Yo. Can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Barely. You're real quiet. Let's see.
What about now?
Maybe I can turn the volume up on my end.
Can you hear me now?
I can, but barely. Try again.
Yo.
Much better. Cool. Sorry about that. My power died. We're dealing with some storms out here, so everything shut down for like 2 seconds, which is not a big deal, but the amount of effort it takes to get all of the streams back up and running, plus OBS, plus the game, it's a process.
Understandable.
Warlock, master of scry.
We need to move. Oh. So this is before we moved last turn, I think. The autosave got me.
Okay. So what difficulty is this?
Normal.
Okay.
I know it's nothing to brag about, but this is brand new, so I'm trying to...
It's fine. It's really fine. In some ways, normal can be harder than legendary.
Really?
Yeah, because on legendary, the AI gets a lot of cheats, so they get like faster growth on their settlements. That means that earlier on in the game, when you take settlements, they will be higher tier than when you take settlements on normal difficulty.
Oh, so then you have to wait dozens of tiers to try to level them up.
Yeah, on normal difficulty, yeah, but on legendary, like they will zoom up to tier 3, tier 4 very quickly, and so when you take their settlement, you'll basically get to have your power spikes from having better units earlier on.
Good to know. Also, fuck this guy and fuck his treaty. Nope. You only get death.
He's asking for peace because he is afraid.
Yes. He should be. He should be very afraid. Now, you know more about the AI than I do. With him being afraid, do you think he'll still take the risk to come out of his settlement to try to attack one weak generals?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Stream just cut out again. Oh no.